Hey, happy Friday. It is a great Friday to be joining us here on LinkedIn. I'm joined by Melissa Palmer. How you doing, Melissa?
It's Friday. I think everybody's going on a Friday, and depending on where you are in the world, it might be Friday night already for you.
Uh,
So enjoy your Friday night. Thanks for joining us.
that's true. And depending on where you are, we'd love to hear from you. So in the chat here, we've got Christian and a couple others from our social media team. We're going to light this map up. Let's make the world green. So let us know where you're from. And we're going to do two things. We'll give you a shout out, and then we're going to do our best guess to guess who you are. Sometimes we have some unique places that I'm like, oh, I know that person. But let us know. Let us know. So, uh, the topic today, Melissa, what is it? It's this little
All
thing that happened
about
on
Veeam
Tuesday.
Live we did this week, and what a fun experience actually doing a live broadcast.
Yeah, live is the word that goes with it, and we do these LinkedIn lives live for you, and we really try to bring our best self to these. So let's jump into recapping it. What we want to do in this time is kind of condense some of the key points so that if you are watching this and didn't get to attend live, you can consume it and be equipped to go forth on what's up with the green guys. So let's actually start. First of all, this is the first year we've done Veeam Live.
Yes.
Um, how would you describe it?
Um, kind of like a lot of the events that we've done, but actually live. So you're there, you're waiting, you go live, you do your demo, you do your deck. Because it was very heavy on demo for the technical session. So we had a really good balance of different types of content. We had lots of customers and partners join us, right? So that was a really interesting experience. So we were just trying to do something new and something special because let's face it, we all have a little bit of live event fatigue. So how can we make it newer and more exciting, basically?
Yeah, indeed. And one of the natural questions that goes along with it is how is this different than Veeam On, right? So I worked with the Veeam events. This is my 10th year at Veeam. I've seen a little bit of everything. So what I was wanting to kind of the best way to explain it is Veeam On is really latched into that core of the technical user end to end. This is what's new. These are best practices, like heavily focused on that. Heavily focused on use cases across the full product set spectrum. And also, it's usually an in-person world, it's 2+ days. In the virtual world, it was 2 days as well. Veeam Live was condensed to 1 day, so that's a
Mhm.
kind of a metric difference right there. And then on top of that, it was really wanting to amplify that external voice, that customer perspective. In fact, my ransomware session, I think I spoke for 2 minutes. The rest was just customers. And then, when we look at the different sessions, it was really about going through cybersecurity, cloud topics, and then also the modern approach to backup and more. So we did interject a little bit of best practices, use cases, how to. In fact, the session you did with Kirsten
Yes,
was
all
on.
about Veeam One, of course, our favorite thing. So the way we attacked it is we went really heavy on demo. We had a couple slides just to set the stage and kind of give an idea of what we're going to talk about. Then we went like all into demo basically. So that was a great experience. That was called a solution session, right? So the morning was kind of more this, hey, let's get the customers, let's get the partners, let's hear some great stories, right? In the afternoon, a couple of the sessions were more like, all right, let's kind of show you those nitty gritty technical bits and bytes live.
Yeah, that's consistent with what I did on my solution session with Sander, one of the vanguards around Active Directory. We and SQL Server. I deleted stuff and I restored stuff. That's what I.
Yeah. What server were you touching, Rick?
I think it was the shared database server that was running your
Hmm.
Veeam One report server,
Yeah,
but
yeah, probably. But that was
hopefully.
okay. It worked. No problems. That's how great Veeam is.
And then we also broke down a little bit into the agenda, right? So we had the breakout sessions that was the bulk of the event. But Danny, CTO at Veeam, Danny Allen, started the event with a general session. And there's really two or three elements to that. We had a cybersecurity expert, MK Palmore, give a good overview of the current set of capabilities in regards to cybersecurity. But Danny also broke down a great customer story from Royal Dutch Shell, but then two kind of specific things coming from Veeam. And
Because this
so
wouldn't be a Veeam event without some kind of Veeam announcements, right? We gotta give you something for coming.
Yeah, exactly. So we announced a new product, and actually, if anybody's played with the V11 beta, you probably have already known that it's there. But another cloud.
So now we
So
kind of have the trifecta of clouds, right? Veeam backup for Microsoft Azure, Veeam backup for AWS. Hey, reInvent is around the corner, right? And now Veeam backup for GCP. And I think whenever I talk to a customer, they are using one of those three clouds for the most part when we talk about public cloud adoption.
absolutely. And I break down Veeam's cloud strategy in four ways myself. This isn't official Veeam doctrine, but when I look at what does it take for Veeam to support a cloud, we need one to be able to store the backups in that cloud, right? So backup storage, so the Veeam capacity tier. The second thing is to be able to restore to that cloud. So think of direct restore to Azure, direct restore to AWS. And then the third one is to natively back up that cloud. So things like Veeam backup for AWS, Veeam backup for Azure soon, Veeam backup for GCP. And then the third one, what do you think or the fourth one? What's your guess on the fourth one, Melissa? We were just talking about it.
Well, you know where I'm going to go with this. I'm probably going to go be able to manage it all from one console and one method. But
Well,
I know that's not where you're going, but that's what I got to throw in there
this
because
is the
VMware
Rick
is
rule.
eventually going to connect to all these public clouds, and you can already do it with AWS. View your public cloud data protection policies right in Veeam One.
The Rick rule, and again, it's not official Veeam doctrine, is to support the VMware solution on that cloud. So
Yes, that's
VMware
true
Cloud on
too.
AWS,
We were just talking about that.
Google VMware Engine, which we already support, and I cannot remember the Azure one. I think it's called Azure.
They changed the name. It was something else, and they changed it something. I don't remember.
Let's take a look at the map here. Oh, wow. We've got some really good attendance. And again, let us know where you're from. We're going to light this map up. We've got, let's see, Florida, Greece, Romania, France, SoCal, Ukraine, Austria, India, San Francisco, Italy, Montreal, Texas, and the UK. Good start. Thank you all for joining. And again, let us know where you're from.
We have Iran too.
Oh, cool. We got a lot going on here.
So we have all the continents covered yet. Not quite. We're getting there. Hopefully by the end of the show.
Looks like we've got Ontario, or no, that's actually Quebec. Sorry. But anyways.
And Portugal. Portugal.
Yeah, cool. So keep them coming. Let us know. Two other things, the general session also featured some words from Bill Largent, Veeam CEO. I think it's really important to hear from Bill. I've always been saying that Bill is leading a stable company through unstable times. And I think Bill's the right person for that. There was a new capability that was announced at the bottom. So what did you think of that one, Melissa? We've been playing with it in the beta so far as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of our customers have been playing with it in the beta too, more importantly, and we're getting lots of great feedback. So that's one of the great things about Veeam betas, right? Like you get your hands on this stuff pretty much as soon as we talk about it. And there's lots of hidden things in there, like people saw the hidden GCP thing. But I love the betas. That's probably one of my favorite things about working here, right? Kind of getting the newest stuff, trying to break it. I like trying to break it. Usually I can't because Veeam is so awesome. But it's great for everybody. And I know a lot of the customers love to throw it in their lab and just start kicking the tires so they know how to plan, their upgrade and their deployments and start planning for all those new features coming out.
Indeed. Just let me break it. I'm really good at breaking stuff in the lab. And Danny also gave a really good overview of some very important news that we had earlier in the month, and that's the acquisition of Kasten. And, Veeam doesn't go too much into the acquisition space. We acquired NWorks in 2008, quite a long time ago. And here we are with this one, but this one's unique, right? This is a purpose-built cloud-native apps container backup, and it's really good technology. It's going to be a great addition to the portfolio. There's going to be integrations over time. I mean, these things take time, but it's unavoidable, Melissa, to have a conversation with an organization today that isn't thinking about containerized apps, I think.
Yeah, everybody's thinking about it, depending on what kind of company you are, that's probably where you are in your journey. Surprisingly, a lot of really big organizations that you would think are slow to move are actually embracing this pretty fast. So it's important to be able to protect the data, right? And it's something that I think all of our Veeam customers are looking for, a really good enterprise grade solution. Now it's something that we can help bring them.
Absolutely. And, you're going to see more from Veeam on this, right? So at the Veeam Live event, we had a breakout specifically about this. And again, watch this space, more to come. So good segue to what can we do? We've run through kind of the mechanics of the event. There was over 16 breakouts, demos, more. There's the virtual booth. All of that's actually still available to be consumed, which is what I'm going to go to now. So what you need to do is go to veeamlive.com. If you haven't already, go ahead and go there, and then you'll be at this website. Now, if you've registered for it, great. So you'd hit the login, and you might want to remember that email you get because you got your ticket number. Got to have your ticket. This is a new web platform. It's a learning journey for us. But anyways, you don't lose your ticket number. But if you hit this, when you go to actually go back in, if you forgot your ticket number, you can have it resent to you. Don't lose your ticket. But anyways,
the golden ticket.
The golden ticket. So you can scroll down through, some of the top sessions we've put up here. Oh, ransomware session.
Oh, how convenient.
Some guy. The cybersecurity overview with MK Palmore.
That was really good.
There's a theme here, right? That we're really wanting to let our customers and partners protect that data they have. And then Anthony and Michael, so cute. Matching shirts.
They wear the same shirts, I know.
Actually, it's funny. Melissa and I have those shirts, and so does Kirsten and everyone else on our team. We should have went a little bit underground, but we'll let them hold that moment. But anyways,
that was a great session, though.
It was a good session. Fancy attire aside, it was really nice. And if you're using Veeam backup and replication, this is the session you want to watch. I actually like that we were kind of constrained to 30 minutes, and they actually only took 26. Which is a record for Anthony and Michael. They're notorious of taking it all or going over. But you can replay that. But here's the thing. This event was catered for the North American crowd with a little bit of global triculation. Is triculation a word? It trickled through to the other regions.
Why not?
But we will have dedicated events for the EMEA region and the APJ or APAC region on 27th October for APJ and then mid-November for EMEA, and they're going to have, and this is actually the natural question, is this going to be the same? Is it going to be different? I would say it has 75% content overlap, but it will also have around 10% speaker overlap. So you're going to get the native speakers in some languages, especially in EMEA, will be implemented. So you want to check that out, and you can get all of that at veeamlive.com. But anyways, what I really want to draw your attention to is the agenda. So you can go through and consume this event now very easily. Now, I've already...
In small 30-minute chunks. It's like we almost planned it, right? Throw something on for 30 minutes while you're eating your lunch, while you're waiting for something to happen in your environment.
Right. And it's very consumable in these forms. The 30-minute works. I mean, you can almost make the case of going to 15 or 20. But... you just hit the watch session button and you'll be jumped right into that topic. And, so here's that containers one, the Kubernetes one with Veeam and Kasten, Vaibhav and David, and then the agents, a couple of people.
That was a good one too.
Yeah. The Office 365 one was really good. In fact, Corinne on our team, Edward from product marketing, and then Archana Venkatraman from IDC. Those three have a really good balance because you've got Corinne, who's pretty technical, Edward in product marketing, and then Archana from the industry. In 30 minutes, you got all three perspectives. So really good update. And the funny thing is, Melissa, we kept the magician section, so you can actually rewatch the break with the entertainment if you wanted to. Going down the list here, we'll talk about Veeam 1 because, Melissa and I have a passion for evangelizing Veeam 1. And can you give me a summary of Kirsten in your session?
Yeah, so we kind of tag team Veeam 1, and Kirsten talked more about kind of monitoring your infrastructure and creating alarms, modifying alarms. She created a great custom alarm in there. She talked a little bit about ransomware detection with Veeam 1. Her and I actually just wrote a paper on that. And then I kind of flipped gears and flipped it back to data protection view. So I talked about, Veeam Intelligent Diagnostics, or the ability to find issues in your Veeam environment before they happen and fix them. And then I dove into things like looking for unprotected either VMs, cloud VMs, agents, et cetera, in your environment to make sure you're always protecting your data. So we kind of split it into half and half, right? So here's kind of your infrastructure and basic alarm overview. And by the way, all that applies to data protection view, but let's flip it and look at Veeam, right? Because one thing Veeam 1 is great at is looking at your complete data protection environment. It's just unprecedented visibility into everything Veeam.
Absolutely. And let's go ahead and take a look at the map again. Really if you haven't, go ahead and drop it in. We've got, let's see, Brazil again, Argentina, Pakistan, and more. So Ohio, Georgia, I love it. That might be, maybe it's my wife, Amy Love, if you're watching. Hi. So let us know where you're from. We love this interactive element here of the LinkedIn Live platform. So the other thing I want to highlight here is that if you go to veeamlive.com and you start looking at the replay, we actually added a little bit of a surprise. And I just found this out yesterday, Melissa. So I'm going to go all the way to the bottom.
I like surprises.
Yeah, it's a good surprise. So after the closing keynote with Danny Allen, you think we're done. No, guess what? There's more. There's content going to jump out of the box here. So basically, we pulled a little bit of the Veeam on technical stuff from June forward to this event. So we've kind of replayed, if there is such a word. So the sizing best practices, I believe that was Tim Smith.
Yeah, that was a really popular one at Veeam. Veeam on.
From Veeam on in June, I had 2 different customers talk about how they beat ransomware. You can read that one. More on Office 365. So we kind of snuck in some extra content. I'll go on my podium a bit for the ransomware part because I love ransomware resiliency with Veeam.
I was going to say, you said, I thought you were going to say, I love ransomware. And
I love ransomware resiliency.
You love ransomware, Rick. No one loves ransomware. Ransomware resiliency. Yes, you're allowed to love that.
I love the fight. I'll be honest with you. This is everyone on my team, by the way, kind of has like a topical industry thing that they align to. And one of the things I've taken is beating ransomware through a cybersecurity strategy, which ultimately comes the final end of, if you're going to win, comes down to your backup and restore. But what I feel is really impactful are these 4 stories. So we had Erminio and Paul talk about their stories on the event Tuesday. In June, we had Dave Kawula and Brett talk about their stories. And the interesting thing, Melissa, 4 very different types of threats, 4 very different ways to solve the problem. One involved the cloud, one involved disk-based backup recovery, one involved DR done right. And we're supposed to do that anyways, right?
You are.
So yeah, just check this out, everyone. And then the other thing I'll say is that the Veeam booth, as well as some of these other elements, are still alive. But in the Veeam booth, you can go, I don't know if you can still get the t-shirt, but coming soon, they turned it off. So I can't go replay your interview with bummer. So some of these elements have been cut down, but some of them have been put back in. But guess what? We added something here. And that, as I kind of wrap up here, again, check it out at veeamlive.com. That's where you can go for the replay. Just sign up and don't lose your ticket. And, we're going to keep moving, right? We're going to start planning Veeam on. We're going to start planning some other content. V11 is going to start launching. We're going to start those plans. But we also announced a new thing, the community legends, the Veeam legends. So,
yes.
And I know, Melissa, you just, you cleaned up your desk and put in a nice, a nice video here today. What's your take?
Yeah, absolutely. So Veeam Legends, the Veeam community platform, is just a really quick and easy way to interact with other Veeam fans, Veeam users, Veeam customers. Our team, everybody's kind of on there, has a really lightweight discussion type forum, not as heavyweight as like the Veeam community forum, right? This is different. It's more like quick kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And we have a little blog platform in there. So this morning I went in, I wrote a blog post on how to get started with Veeam Availability Orchestrator. I put a couple YouTube videos in there, some links to some relevant documents from white papers, super easy to use and interact with. You're looking to kill a couple minutes waiting for a call to start, just log in there, see what's been new, what people have added. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, and I'm going to spin it a different way. I look at the Veeam product strategy team and a couple of the evangelist types that are here at Veeam, and we're always looking for these extra avenues. I mean, anybody who's written for like a company or like a commercial external website, there's a lot of eyes and a lot of opinions. One of the things we love about this.
No, I pretty much just logged in this morning and posted it. That's it.
I don't have to answer to anybody on it. I mean, I have to use my common sense on what's appropriate. But, the thought is, when I look at my team and some of the other contributors, you have these passing thoughts. Well, let's throw it in there. So you might get some kind of more to the story type of aspect.
And it's very interactive. You can leave comments and ask questions. It's really nice.
Yeah, good stuff. So just going over to community.veeam.com and go into the legends section, you can see some new stuff and share your own and interact. And it also helps us kind of cross promote some of the other uh, individuals that are on the site. And this session, oh wow, good stuff. We have 17 countries and 7 U.S. states and the United Arab Emirates just tuned in. So thank you for that. Indiana, Colombia, everyone, thanks for joining. I really appreciate you joining us here today. And if you like these LinkedIn streams, we're making a very regular production out of these. Next week, we got a preview to NetApp Insight with Jason Buffington, Dave Russell, and Michael Cade, NetApp A team member.
Monday at noon Eastern time.
Right here, same place. And Friday, we're going to have Gil and I believe Nikki do their little jam. They bring the fun ones. Maybe we need to have a more fun topic, Nick.
Oh, come on. November 6th, we're going to have a lot of fun, right? We're going to come back and we're going to do something on Veeam Availability Orchestrator, right, Rick?
That's right. That's right. And then I just locked in a episode in December. Way too early sneak peek for the Vanguard program 2021. Nicola and I are going to rock that out. But all right. Well, any closing comments on Veeam Live, Melissa?
It was a lot of fun. Live was live. I might have messed up sharing my screen for the demo a little bit. So just proof it was live and that I still can't use Zoom after all of this time. But it was a lot of fun, right? From a presenter standpoint, it was pretty seamless. We did everything over Zoom, and then we had a vendor kind of come in and put it into this really nice viewing platform for everybody. So all in all, I think it was a great experience for everyone.
Yeah, I think it worked well as well. And yeah, live is live, and it does bring out, I think, the best in you of the presenters and such, but I think it also just makes it more authentic. So it's really why we as technologists and evangelists get out and do what we need to do. All right, well, we've come to time. So on behalf of the Veeam Global Marketing team, the Veeam Social Media team, the Veeam Product team, thank you for attending, and that concludes today's LinkedIn stream.